Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Larkins and I'm going to do a short video for weekly review number 1, and I will be doing examples that are like questions 1 through 3. I want to remind you that these are example questions, that they are not the actual questions, and so your weekly review answers are not going to be the same as my examples. I'm just showing you how to do those types of problems. Also remember that there are no calculators allowed at this point. All right, example number 1. Order of operations is parentheses, exponents, multiplication and division left to right, and addition and subtraction left to right. Remember that these two are opposite operations, and so the order means whatever happens left to right. All right, we have parentheses, so the first thing I'm going to do is solve 6 plus 2 is 8, and then don't skip this step. Drop everything else straight down, including the operations. All right, now we have 3 operations. We have division, multiplication, and subtraction. Division is going to be multiplication because it happens on the left first. So we're going to do 24 divided by 8, and that answers 3. We're going to drop down the times, 4 minus 2. The next step, multiplication, subtraction. So I'm going to do multiplication first. That's 12 minus 2, and our final answer is 10. If you'll notice my work, it's all like getting shorter and shorter, and your work should also look like this, going down and making like a V shape. All right, next question. We have parentheses here, but inside of these parentheses, we have 2 different operations, multiplication and division. Because multiplication is on the left, we're going to do that one first, is 18. Drop down your divide sign, your 3, and we're going to keep it in parentheses because there's still an operation to do. Drop down your minus sign, drop down your 18, the plus, and the 5 squared. Next, let's do parentheses. Dividing 18 divided by 3 is 6. Drop down that minus sign, 18, drop down the plus sign, and the 5 squared. All right, exponents would be next. So we're going to do 5 squared. That's not 5 times 2 is 10. It's 5 times 5 is 25. Drop down everything else that has not been addressed. Now we have 2 steps left. We have subtraction and addition. Because subtraction happens on the left, we do subtraction before that addition. 18 minus 6 is 12. Drop down your plus sign and your 25. And if you can't do addition up, side by side, go ahead and write it up and down. Okay. 7 and a 3. So our final answer is 37. And again, if you notice my work, it goes down into a V. Okay, example number 3. You need to remember that when we have a number right next to parentheses, that means we are multiplying. We're going to distribute that 7 with the 5. Same thing over here. We have a 6 next to parentheses, so we will distribute that. However, because we have parentheses with an operation in it, that's actually going to be our first step. So we're going to do 12 minus 8 is 4, but I'm going to put it in parentheses because it protects that 4, and it's not going to turn into 64. It's 6 times 4. Drop down the minus sign. We're going to keep this written as is. All right, now we have 2 multiplications and then a subtraction sign. So we need to do multiplication first. That's 35 minus 6 times 4. And then we can do 6 times 4 is 24. Drop down the minus sign and the 35. And again, if you need to do the work on the side, you certainly can. My final answer is 11.